Hello and welcome back to the Autoloans YouTube channel. Today we are going to do something slightly different while playing GT Sport. Instead of looking at some new Gr.X or concept car in the game, we're going to be looking at a motorsport track that was just added in the May DLC. It's the Circuit de La Sarthe track. The reason this one is particularly special is because that is the 24-hour of Le Mans track. That's the race that's happening this weekend. I think we are just on the this is going to be up just on the eve of the 2018 24-hour of Le Mans race. And I thought it would be cool if I could just kind of give you guys a bit of a track guide, a track tour of the iconic racetrack Circuit de La Sarthe in France. The first time they held a race around this layout was back in 1923, and since then have been very few changes in the circuit layout. So it's about 8.5 miles long. That's about 14 kilometers. Now, the reason 24-hour of Le Mans is the most iconic is because of its associated history. Yes, there are other 24-hour WEC endurance races like the 24 hours of Daytona, 24 hours of Nürburgring, but there's something just a little more special about the 24-hour of Le Mans, and which is why it's considered as one of the three events that a driver has to win to claim the Triple Crown. If you want to know a little more about how the event flows and is scheduled, qualifying, practice, who gets in, the different categories, there's a link in the description to the Autoloans blog where I have done a story to kind of like just a brief guide into what all are the main things you should know about 24 Hours of Le Mans so that you can actually enjoy the experience. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it. Here in GT Sport, they've upgraded both layouts of the circuit. So the current version has a couple of minor changes, which is down the super long Mulsanne straight, they've added 2 chicanes, partly for safety, partly for a little more overtaking chances, so that it's not just about who has the fastest car in a straight line. It's also about handling, and the biggest challenge of any endurance event is remembering the track for 24 hours of hardcore track battles. So which is what makes something as ridiculous as 24-hour racing so interesting, because it is an ultimate test of endurance for the machine, which has survived that abuse, and for the drivers behind the wheel to maintain that kind of focus. Like Formula 1 is a 2-hour event, 2 hours of doing 70 to 80 laps, and then you move on. Yes, there are team drivers. Each car has like 3 to 4 drivers that do their shifts, which is also something you have to build one car that 3 different people can drive. But I'm going to get back to the point of the video, which is to take you guys around Circuit de La Sarthe in GT Sport in the current 2018 layout with the 2 added chicanes. So which, according to GT Sport, makes the track about 8.47 miles long per lap. I was trying to decide which kind of race car should I pick for this track tour, because even in real life there are different categories that participate at the same time, or which is why the total number of cars on the track at once is over 100. So I have Group 3 cars, I have a Group 2 car, the Group 1 cars. This is all according to the in-game classification. The Group 1 cars are usually the LMP1 categories. I mean, one of the reasons why I became interested in getting to know more about 24 Hours of Le Mans is because of Fernando Alonso, who is participating in this year's 24 Hours of Le Mans with the Toyota team. Now, we do have in our garage, there's plenty more options in the game to buy in terms of the LMP1 race cars, and in the update there are also some classic LMP1 races which you can check out if you have the game, or we might just cover them at a later point in the series. And while Porsche has won it, I'm going to pick the car, the 2016 generation of the Toyota Gazoo Racing LMP1 race car that the team that Alonso will be driving with. Now, little more which is available on the spec of the Toyota Gazoo Racing LMP1 car in GT Sport is that it has about 506 brake horsepower, 50.8 kilogram force meters of torque. I'll put the NM figure on the screen somewhere. It weighs about 875 kilos and has 4-wheel drive. Now all of this is, remember, as per regulation, right? So all of this is performance figures and weight figures have to be within certain limitations which are set by FIA to make the competitive to make the competition equal. Like, everybody has to be within the same limits and then do the best they can. We start our track layout by going past the 4 chicanes onto the start finish straight of the Circuit de La Sarthe track. Head flat out into the Dunlop corner and brake just in time for Dunlop chicane. Here we head into the Tetre Rouge section. Past the skink and onto the Mulsanne straight. This is the fastest stretch of the track, and the 2 added chicanes are known as the Puno Diaz. I'm probably mispronouncing it, so spelling's on the screen. This is the part where drivers can make all the changes they need. Brake balance, fuel adjustment, engine modes, all of that stuff. But these are also very tricky because you have to remember where these are and where to brake for them while racing at night with a full grid, of which some of them might be exhausted drivers in slower category cars. So we've gone past the first one, which is a right and left sequence. The next one is a left and right, left, right, left sequence. Brake in. This one is a little more tricky than the first one because of the exit, but we are through and coming to the end of the Mulsanne straight, which the LMP1 cars can easily hit way over 200 miles per hour every lap, every single lap. This is the tricky corner. Brake hard and into the extremely tight right-hander, the Mulsanne corner, down to first gear, and back on the pace. Couple of right kinks. One. And there's the second one. Twisty pit here. Gotta be careful. Most people come in flat out. I kind of backed out of that. This is Indianapolis corner, and this is the super tight corner known as Arnage. Again, not the most complex of tracks, but over a course of 24 hours, where your average speed is at least 180-200 miles per hour, it's challenging. We're heading into the Porsche curves, which I totally mistimed. And that's what can happen. I was just trying to remember what the name is, but almost crashed. So that we are past the Porsche curves into the Corvette curves. Past the Corvette curves as well. There's the pit lane entry on the right. We brake into the first Ford chicane, into the second Ford chicane, and across the line. So here you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a full track tour of Circuit de La Sarthe, the home of 24 Hours of Le Mans, in a Toyota LMP1 race car, with one small incident where I almost went off into the gravel. But yeah, so you can see what makes this track so attractive and so exciting for everybody who participates here in the WEC series, and the challenge for them and the manufacturers to build a car that can survive racing for 24 hours on a layout, on a high-speed layout like this. time to cut to a cinematic replay of an incident-free quick lap around Circuit de La Sarthe. Well, that's it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen, of a track tour of Circuit de La Sarthe in Gran Turismo Sport. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next in the series. Let me know if you want to see more circuit track tours in game, apart from just the Gr.X and concept cars. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out the blog autoloons.com for more content for cool cars, Formula 1 and Formula E updates as well. See ya!